Travis Wayne Goodsell. So JST, Revelation chapter 12, verse 1, signs in the heavens and likeness of things on the earth. So we're going to talk about Pollux and Castor. Yeah, Castor. Pollux and Castor. And at the heel of Castor is Venus. Venus represents the church. And if you're familiar with Achilles' heel, or even the garden story in Genesis, the heel is where wounds occur. And when we get to the story of Castor and Pollux, Castor is the one who dies. And so he had the Venus at the foot of Castor. Yeah, clear allusion to the mythological stories that are being told here. And so I'm looking at the skies from this today. You have Jupiter still flying on the back of Pegasus at the tail of the water dragon, Cetus. The moon is in between Jupiter and Mars, and is at the tail of the other Pisces, other fish. Mars, yeah, he's in the danger zone. He's in the sacrificial ram constellation, Ram. And and so Abraham and Isaac, Ram appears. The latter days, there's the last day's wedding feast supper of the Lamb. The Lamb is for dinner. The sacrifice, the death sign in the heavens. And so these are for the religious part of the theocracy. Mercury and the Sun are now entering into the Crab constellation, Cancer. They're the government stuff. Saturn is government stuff, and it's surrounded by a whole bunch of falling stars, as there was a first lady who had a funeral today. I'm not going to speculate as to whether that coincides with that or not. But it's Castor and Pollux that I'm focusing on today. And so Babylon were the first to come up with them. They were the great twins. And they were lesser gods. They weren't major gods. I'm not even going to try to pronounce the Semitic Babylonian for you. But they meant the one who has arisen from the underworld and the mighty king. So they're two titles, but refer to one person, and that one person is the major god, Nergal. He was the god of plague and pestilence, and was a king of the underworld. That's what the spirit world was called, underworld. And so when the Greeks come along, there's some differences that devolve with them, further than when the Babylonians stole it from the Egyptians. Everything comes from Egypt. And so you got two brothers, one dies. Yeah, that's Osiris and Set. That's where all this comes from. And so Horus is going to be part of the Greek mythology part of it, in which he's resurrected with the Greeks. And so you have Pollux, who's the son of Zeus, who had an affair with Leda, the wife of King Tyrandarius, king of Sparta. This is Sparta. And so Castor is the son of Tyrandarius and Leda. So that Leda is the baby mama who gives birth to both of them. And so Castor is full mortal. Pollux is a half and half. And so you can see how the dichotomy is playing out, taking extra information to put into their story from the original Egyptian. And so St. Elmo's Fire, maybe I should watch that movie one of these years. I never have. I'm familiar with the song, and that's the theme song for this video. I hope I remember. So Castor dies, and Pollux begs Zeus to immortalize him, and Zeus does. And so now they're together in the heavens as a result. So you can see how death is involved with immortality in the afterlife, and the Christ figure that the Greeks had in mind, using a dichotomy, mortal man plus half god, half mortal, with a full god, Zeus. And so Pollux is actually the son of Zeus. Zeus I've tied in Paleo-Hebrew to the Hebrew god Yah. Pictorially the same, the exact same. But each culture takes their different twist on the deity. And so Ahman is the original one. And so Pollux is son Ahman, as Zeus is father Ahman. And so in connection with, I probably should leave that up just to remind myself of St. Elmo's Fire. So what you have for today is the church killing off the mortal Christ portion, who then is resurrected in the heavens by his brother, son Ahman. The two are the same, but they're portrayed as different characters. And so interesting. I wonder if anything has happened today for that. Anybody paying attention? Anybody paying attention to the videos today? With the first one, the topic I discussed, and then the third, check the picture, then check the fourth picture. It just happens. It just happens.